Hello there, I'm Andrew Carter, the UNC beat reporter with the News and Observer, joined by
Laura Keeley. I cover Duke for the News and Observer.
And we're here on the court at the Smith Center here, where tomorrow night Duke and UNC will play. Now, Laura, we have some contrasting offensive styles in this game. Both teams very up-tempo, pretty efficient, but Duke has been slightly more efficient. They lead the nation in offensive efficiency, one of the best three-point shooting teams in the country. What has been the reason for Duke's offensive success?
Well, it helps when you pretty much always have 4 three-point shooters on the floor at all times, even when you're switching people in and out. And, you know, you can't teach shooting. They just shoot really well. You have guys like Jabari Parker and Rodney Hood who are matchup nightmares. They can rebound under the post, and they can shoot the three-point shot, and they're pretty hard just to match up with.
Absolutely. Now, it's been kind of the opposite case for UNC. Not a very good three-point shooting team. They've ranked near the bottom nationally, statistically, in three-point shooting, attempts, percentage, all that kind of thing. But on the flip side, UNC does have some guys down low who can score. Bryce Johnson has improved lately. Kennedy Meeks, the freshman from Charlotte, is having a nice freshman season. How do you see Duke really handling UNC down low?
You know, Duke's actually done a pretty good job throughout ACC play of handling bigger teams. Jabari Parker is actually second in the ACC in rebounds per game. Many people probably don't realize that. And Emil Jefferson's doing well too. So, you know, they've been holding their own despite their, lack of Kennedy Meeks-like size.
Now, of course, Duke tomorrow night enters this game for the 14th straight time, I believe, ranked in the top 10. UNC for the 3rd straight time in this series is unranked. That's led to kind of some speculation, some talk that Duke has maybe separated itself from UNC in this rivalry. What's your take on that?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like you think back 5-6 years ago when Tyler Hansbrough was here and going 4-0 in Cameron and Harrison Barnes committed, you could probably say the exact same thing in reverse. You know, you look, UNC's last national title was in 2009, Duke's was in 2010. You know, they've both been to one Elite Eight since then and had their kind of unfortunate point guard injuries to Kendall Marshall and Kyrie Irving. So I think you're kind of splitting hairs. You know, I think they're still 2 elite programs.
I would agree. I think that talk is kind of a little bit nonsense and kind of maybe talk radio driven. They have to have something to talk about on there, and obviously that's an interesting topic. But yeah, I agree with you. You mentioned too the fact also of PJ Harrison not being here. Obviously that hurts UNC. That was kind of out of Roy's control. Imagine what this team might be with him here. But getting back to tomorrow night's game, Laura, looking at Duke, what are 3 keys for those guys headed into tomorrow night? Well,
you know, they have to shoot well. They, from the outside. At the end of the day, if they go 1 of 16 for three-point range, they're just not going to win. They need Jabari Parker to do his thing and need him to be aggressive and drive and, pull down rebounds in the paint. And, they need to stay in front of not Kendall Marshall, that would have been a few years ago, Marcus Page. They need to stay in front of Marcus Page defensively. When Duke has struggled, it's been when other guards can just kind of drive through the lane at will.
And for UNC, I think the keys on the flip side are perimeter defense. Traditionally, historically, even going back to the Dean Smith years, UNC hasn't been a great perimeter defensive team. I think they have to rebound well. UNC has been a great rebounding team this year, especially on the offensive end. They have to take advantage of their second chance opportunities, which is something that at times they've struggled at. And then I look at a guy like James Michael McAdoo, a junior for these guys. He's been really aggressive, really assertive of late. I think he has to be the guy that he's been in recent weeks, kind of the McAdoo that a lot of people have been waiting to see. But I guess that's it. I guess there's nothing more left to do but watch the game here. We'll be here tomorrow night.
Even if you're not.
Even if you're not, due to the icy roads and the weather. But yeah, we look forward to it. Should be a good game.
Should be good. Should be fun.
But for Laura Keeley, I'm Andrew Carter with the News and Observer.